Hello students, welcome in the social science class. Today we will start our next chapter, that is chapter 9, establishment of company rule in India. In the last chapter we study about the sources of information about the modern period, from where we get the information about the modern period. So in this chapter we will learn how the different companies from different countries came to India and how the East India Company became our ruler. In this chapter, we will study about all the wars and battles which were fought by the Britishers in India with the different rulers. So, first of all, Vasco da Gama landed at Calicut in 1498 and marked the beginning of the European era in Indian history. Here is a question: who founded a sea route to India? That is Vasco da Gama, where he reached Calicut in 1498. And this was the beginning of European era. Means इस दौरान जो वास्को डे गामा था वो पोर्तुगीज़ था 17th सेंचुरी में पोर्तुगीज़ का जो एक्सप्लोरर था वास्को डे गामा ही केम टू इंडिया थ्रू सी रूट एंड इट बिगेन द बिगनिंग ऑफ द यूरोपियन इन इंडिया. And where they made their colony? In the Portuguese. Who came the first in India through the sea route and made colony? That was Portuguese. And who founded the sea route to India? Vasco da Gama. In the next century, India became a popular destination for a large number of European traders, adventurers, and missionaries from England, Spain, France, Holland, etc. इन द कमिंग सेंचुरीज देखो पहले कौन आए पोर्तुगीज़ आए थे. नेक्स्ट सेंचुरीज़ के अंदर डिफरेंट जो यूरोपियन कंट्रीज थे वहाँ के जो ट्रेडर्स थे मिशनरीज सम फॉर द एडवेंचर पर्पस दे केम टू इंडिया एंड विच वर द कंट्रीज दैट वर द इंग्लैंड स्पेन फ्रांस हॉलैंड एट्सेट्रा. Then the age of imperialism in India began with the weakening and eventually the disintegration of Mughal Empire. Here is also one question: when did the age of imperialism begin in India and how? The age of imperialism. Listen, what is imperialism? Imperialism means when a country go beyond its own boundary, attack on other, and merge with its own country and expand the empire. That is called imperialism. जब एक कंट्री दूसरी कंट्री पे अटैक करके उसे अपने साम्राज्य में मिलाते हैं और अपने एम्पायर को बढ़ाते हैं उसे कहते हैं साम्राज्यवाद और वी कैन से एम्पायरलिज्म. तो इंडिया में जो एम्पायरलिज्म था वो मेन रीज़न क्या था, कैसे हुआ? It was due to the downfall of the Mughal Empire, disintegration of Mughal Empire, because after the death of Aurangzeb there was not any great Mughal emperor. Here is a question: who was the last Mughal emperor? Then answer will be Bahadur Shah Jafar too. But if you ask who was the last great Mughal emperor, then answer is Aurangzeb, because there were many successors of the Mughal Empire, but not such as strong as the Aurangzeb. So after that, the many kingdoms get independent from the Mughal Empire and they set up their own kingdom. उन्होंने अपने आप को सेपरेट कर लिया मुगल एम्परर से और अपनी अलग किंगडम सभी ने बना ली थी. And second thing, there was a lack of unity in our country. No central authority was there to control our whole country as a one nation. And all the rulers were fighting for their own kingdom. सभी राजा लोग क्या थे, अपनी अपनी किंगडम को संभालना चाहते हैं. वो कह रहे ये मेरा राज्य है, वो मेरा राज्य है. तो कोई भी ऐसा नहीं था जो पूरे देश के लिए सोच रहा हूँ. सो वहाँ यूनिटी की कमी होने की वजह से ब्रिटिशर्स को चांस मिल गया कि ये तो आपस में ही लड़ रहे हैं, तो क्यों ना हम इस सिचुएशन का फ़ायदा उठाएं और इनके ऊपर रूल करें. सो दे वर द स्टेट्स विच स्टेट्स बिकम इंडिपेंडेंट फ्रॉम द मुगल एम्पायर. The Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Mysore, Sikh, the Maratha, the Jat and Rajput also set up their own kingdom. So it is the stage set up for the Europeans to take advantage of the situation. Now, trading companies. There were many European trading companies established their trading centers in the coastal areas of India. because why the European people came to India for the trading purpose. So they set up their trading companies, and they all these companies were set up in the coastal area. Here is also one question generally asked: why the trading company was set up in the coastal area? Because at that time waterway was the main source of transportation and trading. That's why they set up their trading post in the coastal areas. And these trading centers were called factories. What is the meaning of factory? A place where the factors or officials worked, जहाँ पर सभी लोग काम करते थे. फैक्टर्स यहाँ किसके लिए कहा गया? ऑफिशियल्स के लिए. जो ऑफिशियल काम करते थे उस जगह को कहते थे फैक्ट्रीज. And some of the factories were fortified as a safeguard from the rival trading company, because all the trading companies were competing with each other. Every company want to get maximum profit, so they want to beat other company. Sometimes they do attack on each other, so to protect their own company they fortified their factories. Fortified means किला बंदी करना, कि उसे पूरी तरह से ऐसे बन के कोई एंटर ना कर सके, आर्म्स वगैरह रखने, हथियार रखने, कि अब वो अगर कोई अटैक करे तो अपने आप के वो प्रोटेक्शन कर सके. So they bought and then they bought spices, cotton textiles, indigo. Indigo क्या होता है? डाई फॉर द वाइट क्लॉथ्स, नील जिसे हम कहते हैं, वाइट कपड़ों को लगाते हैं. एंड सॉल्ट पीटर, अ रॉ मटेरियल फॉर मेकिंग गन पाउडर. They purchased these things at the very low rate from Indian and then sold in the Europe and the America at high price, because the main motive was to gain profit. So huge profit margin led to a competition among the foreign trading company. So eventually the other trading companies had to bow out to the English and the French companies, who remained the main rivals in India. There were lots of countries and companies came to India, but who were the last hit? Main were two rivals. That was the British, or we can say English, and second one is the French. The East India Company. East India Company, it was a British company. Students, you know that at that time, when the East India Company came to India in 1600, around 1600, Queen Elizabeth, इंग्लैंड की जो रानी थी, शी इंट्रोड्यूस अ चार्टर. उन्होंने एक चार्टर, एक ऑर्डर अनाउंस किया दैट दे सेड टू द कंट्री, शी सेड टू द कंट्री कंपनीज दैट गो इन अदर कंट्रीज एंड कॉन्टिनेंट्स एंड एक्सपेंड योर ट्रेड. आप अपना ट्रेड बढ़ाओ, दूसरी कंट्रीज में जाओ और उन कॉन्टिनेंट्स में जाओ जहाँ पर अभी ट्रेडिंग आप, जहाँ आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बेनिफिट ले सकते हो. सो the East India Company, they the British people, they established in the Africa continent, and then they come to the Asia also. Asia in India is in Asia. So history of the world has not witnessed a more amazing story than that of establishment of British Empire in India. It was not the result of deliberate efforts, but a series of episodes that finally led a political dominance of India by the East India Company. Means there was a lots of episodes, many incidents that took place, and it was with the beginning of establishment of East India Company, because they came to India for the trading purpose. But after seeing the situation of India, where there was a lack of unity, kings were fighting with each other, no strong authority and central authority, lack of military also, these all things together give the situation or advantage to the Britishers, that they firm their grip over India. So the East India Company, first of all, they set up their trading post in Surat. Like I told you, the Portuguese established their, set up their trading post, made the colony in the Goa. Colony also means the trading centers, trading post, जहाँ से वो अपना ट्रेडिंग करेंगे, सब प्रोडक्ट्स को खरीदेंगे, बेचेंगे, वो एक ऑफिस जैसे बनाना. तो सबसे पहले उन्होंने अपना ऑफिस कहाँ बनाया? सूरत के अंदर. देन दे एस्टेब्लिश द 3 प्रेसिडेंसी टाउन्स. उन्होंने 3 इंपॉर्टेंट सिटी जो अपनी प्रेसिडेंसी जहाँ से वो अपना ट्रेडिंग करेंगे 3 सिटीज़ को उन्होंने एस्टेब्लिश किया. दैट वाज द फोर्ट विलियम इन बंगाल. Listen students, they did not establish the city, they established the presidency. They make the 3 presidency. 3 presidencies बनाई थी उन्होंने. कौन सी? फोर्ट विलियम इन बंगाल, फोर्ट सेंट जॉर्ज इन मद्रास and फोर्ट the Bombay Castle in Bombay. When they came to India, they made the trading center, and to flourish their trade, what they did, they established a friendly relation with the local princes to further their profits. अपने प्रॉफिट्स को बढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने इंडियन रूलर्स के साथ फ्रेंडली रिलेशंस किए. द इंडियन रूलर्स signed the alliances to secure the help of the English military to settle their internal rivalries. उन्होंने इंडियन राजाओं के साथ बहुत सारे ट्रीटी किए, कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ किए, जिससे कि वह अपने जो भी दुश्मन है उनसे मुकाबला कर सकें. So taking the situation advantage of the situation, the British introduced the policy of divide and rule. This was the main weapon, we can say, or the policy adopted by the Britishers to take control over the India. That was divide and rule. When they saw that in India all the rulers were fighting with each other, they decided let them fight and took all the benefits कि उनको और लड़ाओ और हम सारा इस इंडिया के ऊपर रूल हम करेंगे. So as a result, Indian princes became the puppets in the hand of the English. This is the East India Company House established in India or London. East India Company. Now, next question is how a trading company became an imperial power. The answer is that East India Company became an imperial power to protect its trading interests from other European traders. It began as a trading company, first of all, and then took over the political control and became the ruler of entire India. Firstly, what is the main aim of this company? To gain the monopoly of the entire trade in the East. They want a control, full control over trade. मीन्स वो चाहते थे कि और किसी को भी राइट ना हो वहाँ पर ट्रेडिंग करने का सारा जो ट्रेड का कंट्रोल है वो उनके पास आ जाए. मोनोपोली मीन्स व्हेन देयर इज़ ओनली वन प्रोड्यूसर दैट हैव कंट्रोल ओवर दैट कंपनी एंड प्रोड्यूस दे कैन प्रोड्यूस then the company came into the conflict with the other foreign traders. और जो भी उनके कॉम्पिटिटर राइवल्स आते थे उनके साथ उन्होंने बैटल की. और बैटल करने के लिए क्या चाहिए था? स्ट्रॉन्ग मिलिट्री. सो दे सेटअप देयर ऑन मिलिट्री एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव डिपार्टमेंट्स. सो इट बिकेम सच अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्स दैट टुक ओवर द गवर्नेंस ऑफ बंगाल, मद्रास, जिसका प्रेजेंट नेम क्या है? चेन्नई, एंड बॉम्बे. नाउ इट इज़ नॉन एज मुंबई. सो द ग्रेजुअली द ट्रेडिंग कंपनी transformed into an auxiliary government and military power that ended only in. So how this trading company became an imperial power? Firstly, they made friendly relation with the Indian princes. They made many alliances, and they give promise to the Indian rulers that they will give the protection from their rivals, and in return they will help to assist their trade in India, because the main motive of the company was to gain monopoly over the trade. And for this they adopted which policy? Divide and rule. And the Indian princes became the puppet in the hand of the Britishers. So company came into conflict with the other traders. They set up their own military and strong administration and took over the governance of Bengal, Madras and Bombay. So this company became powerful and finally it was ended in the 1858. We will study it later on in the coming chapters. Now next is the different wars. About these wars we will study tomorrow. Till then, bye.